What's up guys, this is Zach from Zach's Bikes, and in today's video we're going to be covering front and rear derailleurs and what to look for when they're just not shifting like they should be and they don't shift like they did right out of the box. We're going to be covering common rear derailleur issues, common front derailleur issues, how to find the model and make of your derailleur, whether it's Shimano, SRAM, or any of the other brands, and then we're also going to cover how to use those model numbers and brand in order to find the resources you'll need to adjust your derailleurs from home. So our first topic we're going to be discussing today is rear derailleur issues and what to look for to know that your bike either needs service or that the rear derailleur needs an adjustment. So one of the most common issues you'll find on rear derailleurs is it just not shifting correctly, not smoothly. You downshift or upshift and the chain isn't actually making that jump up or down. That's going to be your most common issues. There are some other minor issues that once you get more familiar with your derailleurs, you'll come to notice. One of the other main adjustments you'll find is your high and low limits, which is going to be when the chain is going to physically stop climbing or stop descending the cassette range. So if you're not able to get your chain to go into the highest gear or your lowest gear, that could be something you have to look at. And then the last adjustment option that's on a derailleur is going to be your B gap or pulley wheel gap. So it's going to be how close the upper pulley on your derailleur sits to the cogs on your cassette. And that will help with smoothness of shifting as well as keeping the chain tensions properly. So the next topic we're going to be jumping into is a front derailleur issues. Front derailleurs are physically doing the same job as your rear derailleur, just up front and your bigger cogs up here. All bikes are going to either have 1, 2, or 3 cogs up here. If it is a bike that only has one, you're not going to have a front derailleur to have to worry about, but a lot of your road, hybrid, and some of the older mountain bikes do have a 2 or 3 speed front chainring, which requires a front derailleur. The most common things you'll find issue-wise with a front derailleur is either when you shift, it's not going into the correct gear, staying in the same one, making some clicking sounds, or it has a really slow or really laggy feel in the shift. As far as adjustment options on your front derailleur, you still have quite a bit of adjustment just like you do in the rear derailleur. They're just slightly different. So you do still have your high and low limits that keep that chain from falling off the front of your chainring or falling into the frame off your smallest. You also have cable tension just like the rear derailleur that'll help with the shifting as far as how slow or fast it is and if it's actually going to make that jump or not. And then with a front derailleur, some bikes have a clamp-on style and some bikes bolt directly to the frame, but both of them do have an adjustment to change the angle of the derailleur. So make sure that that is something you're looking at when thinking about front derailleurs. All right, so our next topic today is going to be talking about where to find what model of derailleur you have and what brand it is. So today we're going to be covering Shimano and SRAM because they're the most common ones you're going to see. Other brands may be different, so keep that in mind. But with Shimano and SRAM, they're pretty proud of their products, so it's usually very easy to see whether it's Shimano or SRAM. This one in this case right on the front has a big Shimano logo. SRAMs are going to look very similar with having their big logo right on the front. For Shimano, you're usually going to find your model number right on the back of the derailleur. It's going to be stamped in. Sometimes they're hard to see. I can show you on this derailleur here for a better look. The model number is going to be located right on the back of the derailleur right here. And then SRAMs are very similar, but they are actually located on the back of the derailleur cage. So theirs are much easier to see. They're stamped in a different color. So SRAMs are going to be much easier. And that's how you're going to be able to find resources in order to fix or adjust your derailleur yourself, which leads me into our next topic, which is going to cover where to find the resources that you're going to need in order to be able to adjust your derailleurs to manufacturer specifications. So using those serial numbers we found on our derailleurs, you can usually find out the make and model of your derailleur with a simple Google search. And once you have that information, you should be able to use that on all of these manufacturers' websites in order to find the correct manual that will tell you how to adjust your derailleur properly. The easiest two are going to be Shimano and SRAM. Some of the other companies don't have very good technical specifications on how to adjust them. So we're going to go ahead and show you another really good resource for that, which is going to be Park Tools' website. So Park Tools' website is going to be an awesome resource if you can't find that exact maker model or if it's not a SRAM and Shimano like we've been talking about. Just note that this website is going to be a very generic guide on how to adjust all derailleurs, so it may not exactly fit what your derailleur is going to need, but it should get you going on the road and being able to know how to adjust your derailleur and what to look for if it needs adjustment. For example, this is the rear derailleur adjustment page on Park Tools website. It has an awesome video that you can watch. And if you're more of the person who likes to read through what you're doing, they have a very, very good walkthrough on every adjustment that a rear derailleur is going to need. All right guys, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this. If you have any other questions, feel free to give us a call, schedule an appointment at zachspikes.com, or just walk in the shop and talk to one of us. And check that video description. We have links to everything we talked about in today's video.